All right, everybody, here we are. We back. Another episode of Bump Your Guns. We got your boy, brother Tony. Hey. We got your boy, Jay Diamond. And that's me playing Gabe on the mic. Let's get it. We about to weigh in on some things. Much of y'all know preseason started. So let's dive on in. Y'all boys check out any games?
Yep, I only watched one game, and that's the World's team. That's it.
I didn't watch anything. I'm not a preseason guy. I think preseason doesn't matter, so I didn't know watch preseason.
I didn't know we had a world team. Is that like?
I kind of just wanted to skip past it. I just didn't want to address it.
If you don't know, you about to know.
Sometimes
Cleveland
when I hear foolishness, I try not to address all the foolishness that I hear.
I'm like, is that like
check
the
out
world?
The highlights.
Is that like the World Cup?
Everybody go tune in. Go check out them Cleveland Browns. You know what I'm saying? We the hottest thing guy right now. You feel me?
What makes y'all the hottest thing?
Hey, I ain't trying to hit all that. Hey, block.
You really?
Texans, y'all lost.
We did lose. Who cares? Are you really excited that y'all won a preseason game?
Hey, I'm excited about everything that we're doing.
Well, you know,
we win it in the off season.
I understand
we win it in the preseason. We win in the regular season. Postseason, winning.
I know
winning
dubs are
know.
hard for y'all to come by, so I understand why you're excited about a preseason.
And let's not bring up old stuff. It's 2019.
It's fine.
It's a new year. We're doing new things.
Every year, preseason
new season,
does
baby.
not matter. What weight do you think the preseason has?
Oh wait, you said you don't think the preseason matter?
The preseason does not matter.
So why do they have a preseason?
Because
for roster spots.
Yeah, for roster spots.
You gotta think.
So that's important. You want to be able to see. Okay, look, so watch this. So preseason, one, you want to see what, as far as depth goal-wise, you want to see what all do you have on your team for those second string spots or position battles. Mm-hmm. Not only that, you also are looking at other teams to see like whatever teams that they end up losing, that those particular players could be a potential for your own roster as well. So that is important. So you are able to gauge to see how teams, because every team is kind of different every year. You're able to see how each unit is going to function in different situations.
Well, I'm not
kind of playing around with it.
I'm not saying that there's no value in the preseason. I'm saying it doesn't mean anything.
No. See, this is what. Hold on. This is what it is.
It don't count toward like your wins and losses.
No.
But it does mean something.
Hold on. It depends on. No. It all depends on perspective. Okay. Who are you talking about? From a viewer's perspective, the only value in it is football.
Oh yeah.
But outside of that, because for instance, the games that were played yesterday, 9 out of 10 of those people on every team won't be in the NFL in a month.
Right. Yeah. So, but it's important. Like if you was playing yesterday, say if you was playing. If you was playing, yesterday would have mattered.
I get it because, like I say, to us here, it's sport.
Right.
To them, it's employment.
Yeah. Right.
So from a fan aspect,
but to me, I'm not gonna waste my time watching preseason.
Hold on. We have to apologize to Mr. Diamond because remember, he a man of the people. So the Browns, the staff, the concessions and stuff. He cared because you got to think if they don't have no preseason games, then Joe from concessions don't have a job and stuff like that. So
that's true.
He is a man of the people.
But Joe from concessions ain't about to make me watch that game. I know that much. I'm not about to watch games that are inconsequential to the final results. Nobody's gonna look back and say, "Oh man, this team lost their first preseason game."
No, not from that standpoint. I know it doesn't count in that regards.
Because if you just go by preseason, your boy Daniel Jones, he's pretty awesome.
That boy was killing last night.
Boy, awesome.
That boy, he was 4 for 4, got him a touchdown and got up out of there. When you play that good, the coach don't want to give you a chance to not look good. He got his one drive in.
It's important to some degree because then you would just have regular scrimmages against different teams, and you wouldn't have to record it.
But like the point was already made by Mr. Gabe himself that you can't make money out of regular scrimmages.
That's what it is. Scrimmages.
That's what preseason is.
Preseason is a money grab.
Yeah.
Because if you scrimmage,
and you talking about from the regular person.
No. It's a money grab from the league perspective. Because you got to think, preseason tickets. Say you get it's a $30 preseason ticket, time 10,000.
Yeah. You still
That's a
a lot of money.
You winning.
Yeah.
However, if you scrimmage with nobody there, you working for free.
And that's why the players always be trying to lobby for it to be
they don't get paid for
games.
They don't get paid for preseason per se.
I think they do. I think they get paid. But it's probably on a.
But hold on. In actuality, they don't, because that would be like getting paid overtime because you got a contract. So you get.
But I think it just counts with. I think it counts with the season. I think it counts with their season pay. Like whatever they make for the year, they factor in that when they break up.
Say, I'm asking that from this perspective. If, like, how different players have incentives in their contract. Like, if you do the incentives start in preseason? So if you if I run that's what I'm saying. So
the incentives start in the regular season because that's when they start actually counting the stats. Well, they count the preseason stats, but like at the end of the year, if you rush for 2,000 yards, it was doing those 16 games. Yeah, it don't count in the preseason.
Basically, free labor. That's why they keep trying to cut the preseason game.
I don't think they playing for free though. I think the players thing is like how you said, it's just for the NFL to make more money, but there's more chance for them to get injured too. So they feel like they rather have 2 scrimmages and then just a bunch of practices and then go into the league instead of playing 4 games where every game you can get in.
That's how I feel. I do think that they should shorten the preseason.
Yeah.
And just have it to what counts the most.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't extend more games.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. When you shorten it, if you go to 2 preseason games, do you go to an 18 game?
No, I wouldn't do that either. If anything, I would probably wanted the playoff spots to probably open up a little bit more. If anything.
So you trying to get your Browns in?
Yeah.
Oh, watch out.
Add 2 more teams to the playoffs so they can for sure get in. I'm not opposed to 18 game schedule though. Really? I would say
because I think it's already a lot for them. You got a lot of injuries that be going on.
Yeah, but I guess. Because if you think about it, like really the starters only really play the last 2 games of the preseason anyway. And even though, granted, they don't play the whole game.
Usually the first game, they'll do that one series.
They'll do like one series, but
done.
I'm saying like as far as them playing meaningful snaps, it'd probably be like the last 2 games. Sometimes only that last game will the starters play like a whole half or something like that.
That's why I think it's more important. I think it's more so for the teams for the preseason about those position battles and where to put people, who works best for your scheme and all that type of stuff. I think that's why they dragged this out. And then,
but I don't even think that that's really a good evaluation because if you're shining against other third string players, then of course it's still not the same thing as if I put you on my team and then you got to play against first and second string players.
Well, that's true too, but you thinking about the depth. You thinking about, you're not from that perspective. You're not just looking at the right now. You're thinking about seasons to come, like the potential. You're thinking about if these 2 people get injured throughout the season, I got somebody who can still fill in the gap to still carry it out.
But I think you could do that without playing in games.
Okay, but what about this?
But if they never in that situation, because when the season get rolling, they're not going to see playing time.
Hold on, that's what I'm saying. Do you think that? Let's just say they did cut preseason. Do you think that would damage the product of regular season?
I think so.
Because are coaches really trying out schemes? Are they really paying that much attention to where if you take away 2 games,
I see what you're saying.
Are they, do they, from a management coaching standpoint, have a big enough sample size to say, okay, that's that dude, or you getting cut after 2 quarters? Not even 2 games because they're not playing full length games.
I don't think it'll hurt. I don't think it will hurt the final product because, like I said, I don't think it helps.
But it'd be like 90 players on the team, and then they got to drop it to 53.
Yeah.
So you think you could do that? See all of that
in 2 games?
Yeah, I think you could.
Because granted.
Because think about it. Like right now, I'll use the Texans as an example because I know more about the Texans than other teams. Like it's certain positions that's already really locked up. So like you might be fighting for 1 receiver spot, 1 running back spot. You know what I'm saying? Like mostly your team. Most of your 53 man, you already know at least 40 of them.
But that's because the Texans are considered like a contending team.
Yeah.
So,
any team though. Any
but
team.
some teams are on a rebuilding, so they may have. Like us, we are all young people on the Browns. Like, so every team may have a different look. Like the Patriots is different. They already have years of experience. We got a new coach, all of that type of stuff.
But even with the Browns, it's a certain amount of people that you already know is going to be on the team. You know Myles Garrett. You know most of your team already. Like it's only little like you said, depth players that you're trying to pick up. But as far as your team, you know your team is already. You know who your starting quarterback is. You know who your backup quarterback is. You know,
I'm just saying, not every team is in that position to where they actually know. They need some games to figure it out. Like,
every team knows. Every team knows at least. Like I would say, at least 40 players out of your 53. Every team knows.
Yeah, but if you got 90 players on your team,
but all those people is only competing for 13 spots.
Now, see, I now that you say that, I get that more to a degree for the sake of this. Like you say in your 53, 40 of them are already locked up. If 53, so that's 40 extra dudes who gonna get cut. Now, if 5 of those are wideouts and you already have wideouts, then you're not really concerned with those 5. You know, they just there for whatever. So I get it.
They just and they have to do something spectacular to make the team.
But then you bring up this other aspect of it to where it's like, okay, I got 5 wideouts that is a lock on my team, but I got 5 more. Let me go scout out another team and watch them play because they got D linemen that I want, and y'all need receivers. So you use other preseason games to be able to see all of that different type of stuff. It's not just about the position battles, but it's like, well, I have this asset, and let me try to trade this off with you. It's like,
but you can't trade them players though. You can't trade somebody that's not.
They're not signed.
They're not signed.
Well, I mean, you can release them.
Yeah, you can release them, but you can do that in 2 games though. You don't need 4 games to do that.
What if haven't been able to see? If I only seen you did a couple of snaps, that's not good enough to gauge that.
Even our 4 games, it's still gonna be a gamble, regardless. Regardless, because it's only 4 games.
But the more you able to see, the better chances you get. You're not gonna play like everybody want to play.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not the starters, second string, third string on down. Y'all all kind of like battling. Because what if you say you was cold last year and then it's like, bro, you is not looking the same this season.
But then you can still say, well, what if I get in for 2 series and I have 2 bad series, but I'm holding though. It's just those series. Like maybe I fumbled maybe I was a running back. I fumbled in that 1 series.
Well, hey, if you got somebody outdoing you in your position, you may lose your job.
Exactly. So that means it's still not a good. It's not a foolproof evaluator of talent, I should say. It's still going to be a gamble regardless. So I don't think you should waste the players' bodies on 4 games when you could just do that in 2 games.
So do you think there should not be a preseason? That's my question then.
Well, the only reason why I do agree with playing some preseason games is from the standpoint of it is like a scrimmage. I do think that it's valuable to be able to play against a different team because you're playing against your teammates, the intensity level is not going to be there. I mean, you
can only do so much.
As much as people say, we try to play like we practice. I mean, when you play against somebody else, it's different because you got on a different uniform.
Competing.
We ain't chill. We ain't talking on the phone. We ain't no nachos together, nothing.
Exactly.
So it's different from that standpoint.
Okay.
So I think that's important, but I don't think it takes 4 games for that.
Okay, well, since we talking about people making teams and whatnot, we see them boys over there in Dallas, they having some issues with people making a team. So I only bring this up because, as much as Dallas is like one of the most hated teams, it's some folks out there.
Some people think that's America.
Some people think, They America's team. So
well, you know,
for
some
those,
people think the Browns is the world's team.
Yeah, which
so
that's,
how can we blame them?
I don't even know.
At least
what the
they got
world's
Super
team
Bowl
is.
wins.
We got championships.
Here we go. Here we go.
We got championships.
Do you have a Super Bowl ring?
No,
they issue ring pops back then.
We not.
He said ring pops.
Ring pops.
Yeah.
So
you didn't even get a trophy. They just gave high fives.
That's it. So what y'all feel about what y'all think about Zeke? Zeke in Cabo right now, supposedly training, but you know, who knows what he doing? You know, last year when he came back from suspension, Cabo did him well.
Yeah, he shot.
However, that was suspension knowing I got a job, knowing I'm willing to come back. This is not suspension. This is me I'm on vacation right now. And Jerry Jones say, you don't need to have a top running back to win a Super Bowl, though. He was the only one with a top running back to do so.
I don't like this ego thing. Like, I think that's what gets me with the whole... It just seems it's starting to be real trendy with people holding out to get money. And it's like, man, just stay focused on the game. Like, I don't really like it. If I was Jerry Jones, I would not pay him.
Why not?
He just came off of his rookie contract. Like, I don't think he should be trying to hold out like, oh, you need to pay me and I'm one of the top players in the top running back.
That's kind of hypocritical though, isn't it? Because if it was you in your profession, if you was the best, if you were considered one of the best at what you did, and you had the power to sit out and renegotiate your contract to get paid more, would you not do that?
No, I would just ask to be traded, because that could end up it can end up not working out for you.
But even if you ask to be traded, you're still not focusing on the game.
Not necessarily. I still will be participating. I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm gonna do. Like Duke Johnson, for example. He asked to be traded, but he still participated. I would be that guy. I would just be. To me, that's about being professional.
Hold on, but you gotta think about it like this.
Like last time we was talking about like you can have passion and be acting out.
No.
Don't be pouting because you ain't getting what you want.
Hold on. But you got to think about it like this. Duke Johnson. I'm a fan of Duke now because he's a Texan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He a Texan. Appreciate y'all. Hey. Appreciate the love. But Duke Johnson is not Ezekiel Elliott.
I get that. But
so you got to think, if he'd have held out, he'd have got waived. So he'd have got cut.
If you don't have the leverage to hold out, you can't hold out.
So okay. Now, so is it okay if I'm Odell for me to be slinging chairs and doing whatever I'm doing?
No.
It's not okay.
That's not what Zeke doing though.
He is not playing.
Hold on, but he's not slinging chairs.
He's not doing that, but he still need to be participating with his team.
Hold on, as throwed off of things that Zeke do, this is one of the one times he said, you know what, I want a contract. If you don't give me the contract, I'm a holdout. I'll be in Cabo.
What's wrong with that?
Hold on, that is not the same thing as you didn't throw me the ball or you missed me on my route and I go kick the punter's net.
Yeah, it's not the same thing at all.
On that, it's not like that
at all.
But it's not being professional.
Why is it not?
You still should be participating with your teammates.
Hold on, that's not.
How do you think that looks if we all a team and I'm choosing like, hey man, I'm not playing until they give me my stuff. You don't think that's selfish?
Okay, hold on. Check this out. So what you're telling me is, if us three make up a team,
right?
You the coldest in your position. You getting massively underpaid. And we know you should be making more money. You know you should be making more money. You okay with us if we cool, we team, and we like, man, why you want what you worth?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's basically what you're saying.
Why you want, so you mean to tell me you unwilling to pay underpaid? Oh, you unwilling to produce just because they ain't paying you what you worth? That's exactly what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. You can still participate in team activities and still hold your ground on, I need this contract.
How am I holding my ground?
If I'm going to play
what
anyway,
stand are you making? What stand are you making?
If I'm playing anyway, then what incentive does the team have to pay me? If I'm still coming to practice, I'm still one of the fellas, then what is the team's incentive to say, yeah, maybe we do need to give him a contract?
You sitting out don't make it no difference.
Yes, it do.
If you a person who detrimental to their offense,
exactly, because Zeke is a big part of their offense,
bro. No, and you may mess around and get traded, or
they're not gonna trade Zeke.
You don't know what
they not gonna trade Zeke.
Jerry Jones, he would take a gamble.
Well, I know that. If they do trade him, it's not gonna be to Zeke's detriment.
Because
like
he's
still
gonna go somewhere else and get.
Well, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying when we talk about the player having power. So you think that's power with me pouting saying like nope?
Hold on, no.
So can I do that on my job?
In the end, he's gonna get
I'm valuable.
Hold on. In the end, he's gonna get his money.
Remember, in the last episode, we talked about how you should think that you're LeBron, but know inside that you're not.
Exactly.
Right. So Jerry Jones is that guy.
Hold on. Now, if you on your job and you LeBron at your job, a whole lot. But if you not, hold up.
Real talk.
That was funny.
Hold up. You need to, because you got to think about it. Zeke, he's not doing anything wrong. It's a difference between, like, I would say what Le'Veon did would be pouted.
What's the difference?
Hold on, because he was in the news. He was showing
That's because social media, they boost it up like that.
It's because he put it on social media. He Facebook it. He putting posts.
He was making posts.
He was doing that. Zeke, all he did was said, I want another contract. I'm a whole lot. I'm going to be in Cabo. That's not pouting. That's saying, hey.
I guarantee. If time goes by and he still don't get that contract, we may end up seeing something like a Le'Veon Bell.
Hold on, but we don't know that yet.
We don't know that, but I'm just saying,
until
to
now,
me, he's showing signs of...
Hold on. He's showing signs of knowing you hold on, because you got to think.
Did Dak Prescott get his contract? I'm just asking.
No.
Ain't it up in the air on who's supposed to get paid? No, who would you rather get paid? Or Ezekiel or Elliott?
First of all, you always pay the quarterback.
That's a good question, but you have to pay the quarterback.
You got to pay the... Hold on, and then... So Zeke... I'm glad you said that because this had slipped my mind. That Jerry Jones, y'all heard, approach Zeke, Dak, and Amari.
Right.
With a prove-it-to-me contract. Like, I don't really understand that considering the fact, Zeke... top yards out of 2 out of 3 years.
From what I heard, they provided a generous. They offered something. It sounded like to me Zeke was not happy with whatever was offered.
Hold on, because he already said the market is set. So if it's somebody out there,
do we keep chasing the top? If my contract over with and I'm cold at what I do, I'm be like, I need to be the highest paid, bro.
No.
That's how athletes are, though.
Hold on. When did this start?
Hold on.
When we chasing the top?
It's not the fact that, like I say, some people are chasing the top, but you got to think about it like this. If we look at production, and my production is better than yours.
Okay.
For instance, let's take your job. What would you do if the guy who's next to you, if y'all had the same position, his production is less than yours, but he make more? Are you okay with that?
Can I tell you something with that? Because my job is set up to where no matter how much I do on my part, we still equal out the same because of how the system is set up. I'm gonna be frustrated, but all I can do on my end is pout and say, "Well, I'm not gonna work."
No.
Like
but you got to think about it. Sometimes you may get a bonus. You may get this. So what if everybody got the same? It don't matter what you did. At the end of the year, when y'all get evaluated, he gonna get the same thing you get. You cool?
That's fair to you?
No, I'm not saying it's fair.
Hold on, but that's what I'm saying. But all he's doing is he's in a position to make that stand to say, hey, now if he start acting a fool, then we get into the professionalism and stuff like that. But just to make a stand to say, hey,
So, Brother Tony, is that how players potentially have the power by choosing not to, like basically, I'm not going to do this until you give me this? And is that what you are considering to say that players got the power?
Yeah, because he does have the power. Because at the end of the day, he's going to get what he wants. Either the Cowboys going to pay him or somebody else going to pay him. Because I don't think he just has his soul set on playing for the Cowboys forever. If he can, then yeah, he probably would like to, but as long as he get paid, he not going to be tripping. So at the end of the day, he does have the power because either Jerry Jones is going to trade him, like you said, or Jerry Jones is going to pay him. Because even with the prove-it deal, if they approach those three with prove-it deals, it's understandable to me that Zeke would be like, I proved it already. Zeke don't have no
insult.
I get that. I get the production. It's like my numbers speak.
It's like what else can you do? I made 2 out of the 3 years, and I almost made the other one. I just didn't have enough games.
Well, I just don't like the. I don't know if I would be willing to take the risk of like how Le'Veon did. Well, I take a risk of not playing, and it's like, well, I just won't play.
Hold on. But the thing about that is, you can only do that if you're a blue chip athlete,
right?
Which they are, because because it actually works out better for them. Now it works out bad immediately if you don't get the big initial contract, because football you don't play.
Yeah.
So I'm not paying you. So now if you're financially set to where you could take this however million, like Le'Veon, to a $15 million hit. If you could do that, then hey, that's a really big stand.
Yeah.
But in the long run, the other teams are looking at you in the fact of, hold on, that's fresh legs. You have a whole year, so you added a year on
to the rest of your career.
To the rest of your career, because the other teams saw your last production, they already know you the truth, and now you have fresh legs. So,
I want Ezekiel Elliott to lead the Cowboys, just by the way.
And go where?
I don't know, but away from the Cowboys.
Why you want him to lead the Cowboys?
Because I don't like the Cowboys, but I like Ezekiel Elliott.
He can still come to Houston.
So we can take that 45.
He come to Houston.
Remember, I'm a Browns fan,
him and Duke.
but I'm going to be rooting for the Texans.
We'll take him and Duke and let Lamar Miller go over there to Dallas.
Y'all going to get rid of Lamar like that?
Yeah. Now, hold on. This is the thing. We keep him, but if it's a choice between Lamar Miller and, Zeke.
Well, if we get Zeke, Lamar Miller is the odd man. Not to me. I want to keep Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson, one of the best receiving backs in the league.
I would have kept Foreman over Lamar Miller.
Why?
I like Foreman better.
Well, if the reports is true that he had a bad work ethic, then you don't want to keep him then if he's not working hard.
And what is that? And where did you look at that at?
That's not being professional.
No, I'm saying.
Oh no, he trying to.
Are you saying
exactly.
Well.
Exactly.
If we be honest, then
you look at all of that during that time
because he got cut before the preseason game, so they knew before the preseason game.
Because they got to make them cuts.
But they knew what they knew about him enough to get rid of him.
And then at the same time, you can say what you want to say. They had their eyes on the Browns, like, hey, I know Duke want to get that trade, man.
Yeah,
hey.
And they didn't think, let's wait till we play these 4 preseason games and see if we need Foreman.
Okay.
See if we need Foreman. They didn't need him.
All right. We gonna.
Hey, good luck, Cowboys.
Yeah, well.
I ain't saying good
I'm about to say.
No.
Okay, stop.
Man, look, Cowboys.
I wish all the L's that you can muster.
I don't want to
all
get hurt,
L's that you can put in your pocket. I hope they go to the Cowboys.
All right.
And half of them to the Browns.
Now, we're going to shift gears a little bit. Still talking, well, not necessarily talking about contracts, but we're going to shift into the collegiate level, speak on the NCAA. Because while the players in the NCAA on either level, football, basketball, get contracts, they should.
Yeah, they should. I agree that they should. I think that's one of the major travesties that's still being perpetuated today is that college players don't get paid. The universities make all this money on them. They putting their bodies on the line.
But what about you get a free ride, right?
Well,
is that what they tell you?
How many? I wish I knew. What's the percentage? What's the percentage of those athletes that actually get a degree? And then if they make it to the NFL or to the NBA or even baseball, whatever league, whatever sport they play, if they make it to the professional level, then they don't use those degrees anyway. They don't play a quarterback more because he got a degree.
That's true. That's really to set you up after your short-term career is over with.
But even still, you can still do that afterwards. Like if you want to go into broadcasting and stuff, you could do that during your career, and then you're probably gonna have a easier time at it anyway because you're gonna have all the help.
I do think that the college players should get paid with contracts. Something that I do like, and I love college football. I love the passion that they have, mainly because they're trying to get to the NFL. So you're going to see them going hard on every down. You're going to see them really put forth that effort versus a lot of guys that you see in the NFL. You got a lot of guys who don't get, like, they may win a battle, but they don't go over and beyond because it's like, hey, I already made it. Yeah. And I already got my spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's what
I'm with y'all. I believe college players should get paid too. However, the one caveat is, how do you pay them? Because
what if I'm all the way down the roster?
That's what I'm saying. Truth be told, everybody don't deserve to get
paid. Because everybody be trying to go to college just to get on the team. It's like, bro, I'm going to get free.
So now you look at it in the fact of it has to have a scale. How do you pay Zion versus the 12th man?
Well, the way y'all sounding,
I think it's the same. It would be the same thing as the NBA.
No, the way y'all sounding, we talking about like a base level.
It would be a base level for the scrubs.
Oh, okay.
For lack of a better term, and then as you go up, you get paid more.
See, but hold on. But the difference is, although they're more mature in age, these are kids.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with the fact of, mom and pop thinking they have a Zion and they don't.
And then
how you gonna pay? How you gonna tell me my son?
See, y'all going back into my point, and then you gonna have college kids holding out. Man, I ain't going to school. I ain't doing this, man. You know who I am?
But I think
and then
college,
you gonna have that same problem.
No, because college kids wouldn't have the leverage.
No,
the NFL players have the leverage because they are in the NFL. A college player still has something higher to aspire to.
Bro, people gonna start stopping at the college level.
Hold on. I get that concept, but when you think about it, it would not benefit a college player to hold out in the fact of, like for football, you got to do 3 years.
Yeah.
So if you hold out, you like redshirting yourself. So you still got to go 2 more years.
Still got to play
because the rules are set. So even if
put me on another team and they value me more. The same thing y'all was talking about Zeke. People gonna start doing that in college.
But you can't because it's different.
Then you got to keep in mind we are in college, and then kids gonna start making decisions based on like all this money and business stuff, and it's like, bro.
But it's gonna be different because
it's gonna be
in NFL you talking about millions of dollars. So this is how I would propose it. I would propose
even if it was $1,000, you're still a kid who just graduated from high school and you're in college.
Yeah.
And we talking about money.
Yeah.
I ain't did nothing. we just talking about money. If I could be cold and get some thousands, it's gonna change the NFL. People are not gonna have the same drive to go to. You're not gonna get the same thing.
Yes,
bro.
you will because if they do institute something like that in college, it would have to be capped. Like the best player probably would be making no more than $1 million.
Oh,
so even if
just going to college.
Well, why? Why would you say I'm just going to because think you have to be the best player to make that. So why would you say I'm just going to college and then sacrifice all the money you can make in the NFL?
Hold on. Kids will be thinking.
Hold on. Another thing. Another thing like this. Do you think, I heard you say make the point of, it'll be a cap. Do you think that the cap should be different per school? Should they go on the average of what the school makes, for instance? Because you're paying me, for instance, like we take, I'm saying, we take Duke. We take Duke. The revenue that a Zion or RJ Barrett made them is far greater than $1 million. So do you think it should be based on that? Because, for instance, if it's a cap, you the best player and the best player get $1 million, take like a TSU or a PV, you're not even bringing in $1 million in nobody's TV contract, nobody anything. But I'm gonna pay you. It should be I think it should be each thing should be a percentage of what the school brings in based on that program.
Well, I don't think doing a percentage would be fair. But what I will say is when I'm saying the best player should get $1 million, I mean overall. I don't mean like if I'm the best player at Stephen F. Austin or I'm the best player at TSU, I get $1 million.
Okay.
I'm saying the scale should be if I'm Zion, I get $1 million. Now, if you're on the next tier,
so what if I'm at Stephen F. Austin and my stats look as good as the person that's at?
but it doesn't matter because you're not D1. If you're not,
but that's what I said.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
So it should. That's why I say it should be a percentage of the money that your school make. Because, for instance, why does it? If our stats are the same, why do you get more money than me just based on?
And that's what I'm saying. The reason why I disagree with it being what the school is making is because if Duke makes way more than we'll use TSU. If Duke makes way more than TSU as a college, like off revenue, I don't think Zion should still be able to make more than $1 million.
See, hold on. This is what I'm saying. I believe it should go by percentages for this reason. If you're good enough to go to Duke, you're going to Duke.
Yeah.
So it's fair in the sense of it's true a meritocracy. If you are good enough to go to Duke, you're not going to TSU.
Yeah. But my point is that the player should be paid. I don't think they should be set for life. Because
if you say about the player, just say the player. If I'm like Zion and I'm at TSU. And I can start now bringing my school this type of money, then that's going to change the whole league. To where now we just not talking about Duke and Clemson or...
But it's still to go by opponent strength. Like your 22 points does not matter in D3 like a 22 points matters in D1.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. That's what
is fair.
No,
if you're playing, if I'm playing
but
against
they gotta go to the percentages on the school. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Then.
Because you got to think.
Why?
Hold on, but you got to think on the percentages. If you in this D8 school, you making D8 money if it's built on percentages.
Exactly.
If you D1, you making D1 money. And I say it should be based on percentage of what the college is making because they should not make you go to the school at all. In no profession outside of sports do I got to go to college. Like I say, unless your position requires a degree. Why are you forcing me to do this?
But you just answered it yourself. There are positions where you have to have a college degree.
Hold on, no. That's what I'm saying.
What you mean? No, like you talking career wise?
Yeah, there are careers where you have to have a degree.
But check this out. I can, like baseball and stuff, you could be younger. Soccer, I could go and be younger. All these other sports, I could just show up. But football, basketball,
you gotta go.
I gotta do all this.
NBA technically, you don't have to go to college. You just
have to be like 1 year removed.
You have to be 1 year.
Hold on, but that's what I'm saying.
Play overseas.
So this is what I'm saying. Take like a LeBron or Kobe. Imagine how much money they would have lost had they have to sit this 1 year out. So you're stifling my money by putting this rule in place that I have to come here. So at least since you're making me come here, I need to, because the percentage that I'm getting off of what the college is making is far less than I would have made had you let me go. Because LeBron made $100 million off the shoe deal just before the ball hit him. He wouldn't have got that $100 million right then. So this year of my life, you taking out you in my pocket.
Well, I would say they can allow them to be able to get endorsement deals and stuff, but the reason why I'm saying it should be capped is because of the simple fact of you have to keep it to where there is something to aspire higher to. Because I think if you start going by the percentages, then it will be players who say I'm good and I just play in college. I don't need
it's gonna be like that anyway.
No, it's not. Not if it's capped at I'm Zion and the most I've ever made in a year was $1 million.
Hold on, but you got to think about it.
For me going to college, Zion only played 1 year.
Exactly.
If I made $1 million, I would be so happy.
But you would still want to go to the NBA, though. Of course. Exactly.
But hold on, okay, I'm gonna go to football real quick. But if it was in that case, going by what you said, if I made it to the NFL, I got 90 spots, I may get cut anyways. Yeah. So I just stay there.
But you still,
and I'm gonna get my degree. I'm not even worried about that.
You still have the outlook that I will make more money playing in the NFL.
Hold on, but you got to think. This is what you should do.
Good.
All they would have to do. Hold on. You still get percentages, but they would just have to put rules on it. Like, you can't be a 8-year student. Like I said, this has to be like on a 4 or 5 year plan.
But even if you do 4, let's say if we go by percentage, whatever the percentage is, let's say, like, I like using Zion. So we say Zion made 4 million every year, because that's what the percentage was. So he made $16 million. Now, it's feasible for Zion to just be like, well, forget it. I could just start me some businesses, do some events.
Hold on, but you got to think, most athletes,
but if you do $1 million, then he only made $4 million. Then he would still say, well, maybe.
Hold on, but you got to think. But most players who in that level who doing that wouldn't do that. Because, for instance, do you think if Kobe would have made $16 million, he would have said, you know what, I don't want to be a Laker no more? No,
he would have still carried
LeBron. He'd have still went to the league. Or Jordan would have still went to the league. The only people this benefits literally like that are the people on those lower tiers who have no chance of making the league.
Yeah.
You have no chance of making the league, but you are still getting money. You're still able to support, because you're still doing something for the team.
I think it would benefit low tier bench players too. Like, a bench player, he might think, well, instead of me going to the NBA and never really getting no play time, I'll just make up my.
Because that's what I'm saying.
I'm good.
Because you got to think about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
After you play your 4 or 5 years
I'm good.
on a roster, and you know you're not making the NBA, you're not making the NFL, all you have is your degree. Now, your degree is cool, but you still broke.
Yeah.
You had a full ride. You don't have no debt because you had
in a better position. I'll put it like this: you still in a way better position.
Because you got to think.
Me going to college, playing sports, and then I have nothing at all.
So I added value to your school, and I'm the low man. So as the low man, I probably made in my career couple 100,000, if 100,000.
You're not gonna see people going to the NBA, NFL like that.
No, and
that's
people,
what I think it will hurt. I think it will hurt the overall system, because I think
it's not gonna be like that.
The depth would be hurt. Like, I think the depth, like the lower tier players, you wouldn't get as many as them.
You only gonna get them cold players, and they gonna be competing, trying to go, because they gonna extend, like, hey, I can compete for, more money, of course.
But that's why I said it should be. I think it should be capped. Like, the most you can make is $1 million.
But if you say it like that, if I'm at Stephen F. Austin and I'm putting the numbers up, just like we talk about Zeke, hey, you need to pay me.
But you're not putting up but it's not comparable. It's not comparable.
I got stats, bro.
But your stats it's still got to be realistic. It's not comparable.
So that's why you got to use the percentages.
So that's what I'm saying.
No, you don't have to do that, because all it has to be is.
So what it's gonna be based on?
Because it could be a D1 tier pay, a D2 tier pay, a D3 tier.
Hold on, but you got to think.
I like
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Hold on, but you got to think about.
I think I do it like that.
Hold on, but you got to think about it. If you're doing percentages, it automatically tiers itself, because D1, D4 is not making what D3 making. D3 not making what D2 making.
But just say we in tier 3, you may have a school that really don't make no money.
Exactly.
And then y'all are within the same.
Hold on, but you got to think about it. If you really not making,
nobody go to your college.
But check this out. If you really not making no money and you have the tiers, it would still have to be based on how much money you have. Because I can't give you more money than we making.
No, but I think what Jamal is saying, I think what the difference would be is, say, like, if we use D3, the D3 tier would be if your best player in D3 will make 100,000 a year. So, but what the difference is, that 100,000 is, I know that I have to give him 100,000. So that's already a part of the school budget.
Hold on, but what if we don't have that budget? What if that budget, we don't have that budget?
That's why I think it should be about the tiers.
No,
because you're using all them teams that's in that, like, if we break it down into conferences.
Yeah.
So just say, what is it, CUSA or something like that? Or just use that conference that maybe not be a SEC. That conference has a certain number of all the top players. They're going to get this amount of money right here. That would be better, because say I got a team that's like U of H, and what's another team that probably in that U of H range? And just say U of H makes, I don't know, $1 million a year, and then say you got a school like Temple who makes 500,000. I'm just throwing a number there. So now, instead of your school, being with that percentage, I'm gonna end up making less because I go to Temple, even though we in the same little conference, and you gonna end up making more than me just because you go to U of H.
Hold on, but this is
we in the same conference, we in the same tier.
Hold on, but this is the thing. This is the thing. If you were good enough to go there, you would have. If you want to apply to that school, you could apply to that school. They still have only so many roster spots in this. Because say you get in a position like you, what's the one I'm trying to say? Like the Fab Five. How you do that? We all deserve $1 million. We all deserve this $1 million.
Then they all get paid $1 million.
But your whole roster.
That's what.
But no, it wasn't the whole roster. It was them 5. So that's what I'm saying.
But everybody gonna be trying to go to those schools.
This is what I think. What Jamal said is what I was trying to say. If you do it by tiers, it's more fair if it's a base rate for tiers, because if you say we all play on D3, we all average 22, right? We all average 22 points. We all play on D3. Now if we go by the school record, what if my school not popular? My school only made 100,000 that year.
Hold on,
your school made 200,000.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you make it in a tier and I have to compete across the board with a unified tier, if your school makes more money than me, I'm in the negative because I'm paying my players more money than the players brought in.
That's why I think.
That's why I said if it's a base rate, then you already covered. See what would make the difference is.
That's why I wouldn't base it on the exact school.
Hold on, that's what I'm saying, because you got to think. Even if it's a base rate, if it's a base rate,
how would you break it up?
Hold on, it's not a base rate. So you mean to tell me I'm the best person on my team, although my team is not great, my base rate would put me at the same amount as the person who not doing nothing. So it doesn't even benefit.
When I'm saying base rate, I'm saying if you go Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, if you're because they do player rankings. So if you're in the top 10 player ranking in that division, you make this amount of money. Then the next 10 will make this amount of money. Then the next 10 will make this amount of money.
But to do that again, on the back end of it, they would still have to base it on the fact of how much money the lowest team is bringing in.
No, because schools have budgets. They would have to be in your athletic budget from the beginning of the year.
Hold on. But this is what I'm saying. You're not going to tell a school I have to increase my athletics is not bringing in that much money in my school. Yeah. So now I have to increase my athletic budget because the tiers that you place me in put me in a negative.
No, but that's not how it would go, because if you're Division 3, all Division 3, it's not one Division 3 team that's making Division 1 money and the rest of them not.
No. What I'm saying is, it may not, I'm not saying it's that but for the disparage, but I'm pretty sure they're not making the exact same amount of money, as every team in Division 3 bring in $100,000. I'm pretty sure it's still some disparities in that.
Yeah.
So therefore, if, say, my school brings in 100,000, your school brings in 50,000, but yet now the tier is set at it's a player who can make 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Our athletic department only bring in 50 G's.
Yeah.
I have to pay someone more than we make, or I have to increase the budget on some people that's not producing.
But if your athletic department is only making $50K, then you're thinking about scrapping your athletic department anyway.
Hold on.
So if your athletic department cannot cover it, you would just scrap your athletic department.
And that's what I'm saying. And now look at the people, now look at the kids who not doing
them kids better try to catch on that Temple or something. They better try to get on another roster.
So now they don't.
You ain't gonna want to play for them anyway. If it go by percentages.
I'm telling you, if they start paying, everybody gonna go to the D1 school.
Hold on, no, but
all I gotta do is make
everybody
roster.
can't make it to the D1 school.
If I get on the roster, I'm good.
Yeah, but everybody can't.
But you gotta think, it's still so many roster spots.
It's only so many spots.
It's only so many spots,
yeah.
So we can only, and you're not going to.
That's not gonna be fair, bro.
You're not gonna go past the. Hold on, you're not gonna go past the Fab
Five. On the D1 school.
Hold on, then you would be there.
Exactly.
No.
Hold on. That means
that's true. If you was cold enough, you would be there.
If you cold enough,
Just
you
like
would be
you
there.
talking about the Fab Five.
Hold on, but that's what I'm saying. You got to think about it like this. It's not a Fab Five on every team.
It's not.
Even if you go across, like
If you start paying college players, watch you go see
this out.
who gonna rise up.
Take like Duke. You had Zion, you had R.J. Barrett. The other three were good, but they not a Fab Five. So therefore, you now have 3 roster spots on Duke. You have 3 on Kentucky because they had 2 good players. So that's what I'm saying. So every team doesn't have that Fab Five. So you would at least pay 6 because you wouldn't have a full 12-man squad of cold people because
but everybody got to get paid though. You can't only pay your starters.
That's what I'm saying. So you would have to.
Everybody gonna want to get in and show that, hey, I'm that guy. I need to get paid. It's gonna be. And
that's how it is professionally.
Hold on. So now this is we'll shift in a second, but this is why we see now players. One reason that they don't get paid because we can't even agree to how they do it now.
It's gonna be too much.
And this is times tens of thousands of athletes.
Yeah.
So we're going to shift. We're going to stay on the NCAA.
Okay.
However, we're going to shift into, I don't even remember what the actual name of this rule is, but the new criteria that they have for agents dealing with the college students.
Yeah.
We see how in the NBA, Rich Paul tearing the game up. You know, because as an agent, all you have to do is be signed off on, what do you have to?
Whatever it is, it's not the requirement.
It's like a simple criteria that you basically just have to have some knowledge, be signed off on, and boom, you could be an NBA agent. And scout agent, yeah. And that's what Rich Paul is. And he messing the game up. So here, he was doing stuff on the NCAA level. And what's your boy? He just had him sent out. He was like, you know what? Don't even go to college. I'm going to put you overseas.
Melo?
No.
I know you're talking about.
He just sent them overseas. He pulled them out of college. He said, you can play for college, you know, because you got to be 1 year removed.
See, they don't like that.
Instead of playing.
You messing with the money.
Yeah.
You're messing with the money.
Instead of him playing college for that 1 year, Rich Paul set him up overseas to do something. $1 million deal. Cause he said, look here, I got you. I'm your agent. So you make this.
I like the ring of that $1 million.
This $1 million over here. And then you transition and I'm your agent. And as you see, I'm going to get you paid on this side. So what the NCAA did is they added this extra criteria. Like one, the main, you have to have a bachelor's degree. And then on top of the bachelor's degree, you have to have these 3 or 4 other certifications, none of which Rich Paul has. And now while it keeps him, he could still be an NBA agent, it cuts him off from the college rankings. So now they call it the Rich Paul rule. What y'all think about that?
Scam.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Scam. Like they just trying to protect the money. I think anytime you start trying to infringe on the you try to infringe on the system of how they making their money, then they gonna do something to try to stop it. And it's just unfortunate that Rich Paul is gonna be affected by it, even though it might be other people that's affected by it, but it's like it's so clear that they made the rule for him, because even LeBron said something about it, because LeBron even saw that it's basically to stop one man. It's basically to stop him.
I don't actually see anybody who don't see it, because every commentator, every person I didn't hear speak about it, they literally see, because it only affects him. Because if you're an agent and you haven't been named right now, that means you're not a very good one in comparison. You may be good, but you might not be on a Rich Paul level. So it's like, but like I say, what I would do if I was Rich Paul, me personally, I would, you know what? I would not go get a bachelor's degree. I would not get any of those certifications. I would just hire a dude and say, look here, I'll put you on staff, $250 a year. You go get a bachelor's degree. You go do all these certifications. And just to be the person who goes to speak to him, I'll pay you $250,000 a year to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm the background voice, so you go handle all these NCAA people, and I'll do that. So I just hire somebody in the Clutch Sports and show them that even in the midst of this, I'm out. You're not going. I appreciate it, because that right there, as mad as it would make you, that should make you feel good.
Yeah.
That they have to make rule and all this just for me.
Yeah,
I came in the game.
They big man.
It's true. Started from the bottom. Now we here.
They're not gonna play college players. It's gonna mess up. That's free money that they getting, bro.
Yeah, it is.
They're not gonna do that. I'm starting to go back,
but it does tie in. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it just shows how much of a scam.
And then you only got a limited amount of people who gonna actually make the NBA or NFL roster or whatever sport it is, and then you only got a limited window of how long you actually gonna play, and after that, hey, we getting rid of you.
Yeah, we
already know NFL. Most players, after your rookie contract, most times it's a wrap. About 4 to 5 years.
It's one of those. When it comes to the contracts and stuff like that, I'm in a sorry, not sorry type mode. Like, for instance, me, I was in the military. I have no sympathy for people who have to go to war. Who, granted, like I said, if you lose your life or anything, that's a sad thing. But I don't feel bad for you in the fact of how people say, you just sent my child out to da-da-da-da. A lot of people sign it knowing already, know it's a chance you can go to war. You know this can do this. So therefore, you made this conscious decision to do this knowing what could be.
Yeah, it's different if it was just a draft.
Yeah, so when it happened, like I said, if you was drafted, I feel bad, but you signed up, you knew. So that, in that sense, in these contracts, this is your job. So
that's because people take they look at it as an opportunity. Well, I have my own agenda of this is what I want to accomplish, knowing that it is a risk in XYZ. But just like we go to college, you go to college, you can get a degree in whatever it is you're doing. But hey, I'm gonna take this opportunity to go play this extracurricular activity to get this extra money, knowing the risk, and when you could just do what,
So I'm like, we're gonna finish this episode out on these contracts because, like I say, because look at it like this: football players. I don't even agree with the concussion type stuff. Granted, who wouldn't want to get paid from their job from stuff like this?
Correct.
However,
you know what you get.
Who doesn't know that football health-wise is not good for you?
Because I think the concussion thing really is that they trying to. It's like,
you know what risk you take when you play football.
It's not that you don't know the risk, but it's that you can't be adequately compensated for that. Like that's just like if you work a dangerous job. Yeah, the job pays you more because it's dangerous, but then if you die doing that job, the job still pays you because you died.
You get nothing.
No, you do get something extra if you die on a job. They do pay your family something.
You got life insurance.
That's a death benefit. No.
Y'all better get y'all life insurance.
Y'all do need life insurance. I will advocate for life insurance.
Because my thing, like I said, I get it in the fact of I guess it would help because no. You know what? I guess I see it in the fact of these injuries are byproducts of this job.
Right.
So I agree with you. So I would have to ask, like, because this I don't know. If you work in a nuclear plant and you get like radiation poisoning, do they pay you extra?
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, because I know even at my job, if you I think it's like 10 years. If you work there for 10 years, you can go and they'll test your hearing. And if you have hearing loss, you get a check for that. Even though it comes with the job, if it affects your body, even though you knew that when you signed up, they still pay you for it.
That's I guess I get that.
Because that's only fair. Regardless if I know it can happen or not, it's different once it happens. It's a different
I guess
thing.
I see that. I might have a change of mind on that. And
but you still got your opinion. Hold your ground.
No.
Hold your ground. No. Because I feel you. You know what you getting yourself. You was talking about the sympathy part of it.
Yeah.
So I agree. Like, don't be sorry. You know what you're signing up for once you do whatever it is that you're doing.
No. See, it might
and they
be this.
compensate based on that.
It's one of those. It's one of those.
But they don't. They don't give you a contract. They don't give you a contract factoring in that you can get a concussion. That's not what it is. Your contract doesn't factor that in.
And if it's that big of a problem, take away the helmets, and we do flag football.
But then who wants to watch that? Who's going to watch flag?
No.
It's still entertainment.
For us to kill each other.
But it's not for them to kill each other. It's entertainment.
Knowing that my head it's almost impossible for us to go hit each other without our heads making collisions.
I wouldn't say it's almost impossible because
we have a lot of injuries.
The percentile of the concussions is not a high percentage.
Ooh, this is a good topic right here. One of the most popular sports is causing so much mental health issues. Should we continue this sport?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody. Like I said,
why would you? Wait.
And this is not even the most popular sport in the world. We're just really talking about America.
Now, in a sense, I guess I just playing devil's advocate. I can see because it's entertainment.
Yeah.
So for something for entertainment, but then it's one of those things of choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
you're taking a choice away from them.
I choose by you. It's like the seatbelt rule. Why do you make me wear a seatbelt? You know, if I fly out the car, if I choose to get in the car without a seatbelt on, that's my
because it's not like the football players being made to play against their will. Then that's different.
It's a choice because, so in that sense, I do think, I guess since thinking about it from the aspect of concussions is more likely in your field because I think about it like on the military standpoint. There are people who get disability based on disabilities that they receive
after the fact.
After they sign. Now, granted, all of them. Now that's a tricky thing. All of them might not get it because you do see some vets and stuff who not being compensated. But so it is. I don't know.
Well, this is next episode. We're gonna talk. Y'all hear me? We're gonna talk about this because I want to know. I think that because of all the mental health issues that come along with the sport of football, that I think it should go away.
You know,
and then next episode, I want to parallel that too about the guns in America and how we're having so many killings, but yet our country has the most guns in our particular country.
So we're about to wrap it up, so we're going to put that thought in your mind. From Mr. Dime, you want to know about ending football like a true Browns fan, I get
Hey, but we going to win the
scared of them L's. He try to end the sport before they get all the L's. He can't take the pressure.
He don't want nobody to play.
We're going to get a Super Bowl and then
we don't know if we would have did good or not because they shut the sport down.
If they
didn't never shut down football, we would have won the Super Bowl.
And then two, we equipping police officers, military with sticks.
Yeah. On the next episode, we're going to issue our sticks to all the law enforcement.
All right.
It was good with y'all.
It was good. Thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Before we log off, I do want to say we send our prayers out to the victims of the shootings
in El Paso and Ohio.
Sure.
And all the shootings that happened, previously before we was on air, but
God bless their families. God bless their communities. And instead of saying who did what and who did wrong, let's just come together and make moves to make these things stop.
Yes, sir.
All right, so thank y'all for joining us. Again, it's your boy Gabe. We got brother Tony.
Signing out.
We got Mr. J Diamond.
Holla.
Thank y'all for bumping y'all guns with us. Peace.